getting a COS does not guarantee that you must get a UK visa, and getting a UK visa does not really guarantee that you will enter the UK with that visa successfully. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fajira. If you're joining me for the very first time, I just want to say a warm welcome to you. To my returning subscribers, thank you very much for always coming back to watch my videos, for always sharing my videos. God bless you. If you're new to this channel, I create content on how you can migrate to the UK immigration updates, live in the UK, scholarships in the UK news, like everything you can think about the UK. So if you're someone who is interested in such content, do hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, so each time I upload a new video, you're definitely going to be the very first person to see that video. So guys, let's quickly dive right into today's video. But before we do that, please do like and share this video with your friends and loved ones. Someone may benefit from it. Like, you know, I share a lot of information about the UK, moving to the UK, and everything you can think about it. In today's video, I've got the latest updates for you. I will be sharing the questions that are being asked at the moment once you arrive the UK border. Like I said, that getting a UK COS does not guarantee that you will get a visa. And now if you're able to get a visa, it still does not guarantee that you will enter the UK successfully. There are other screening they are doing right now at the UK border. So you must be really prepared, and you must really know what you're coming to the UK to do before you will be allowed to cross the immigration. But before I go right into those questions, I just want to say thank you to all those who sent me their questions, and especially to Mr. K. You know, Mr. K, when you called me, I was really excited to hear that even when you were asked those questions, it was very easy for you to answer them. That's because you've had the experience, which is why I usually advise people to have the experience. Like before you apply for any job in the UK. Like I said, that you may have a master's degree, you may have a PhD, you may have any degree. UK does not really look so much into your degree, but your experience. So imagine you're coming to the UK and you do not have any experience in the job you're coming in for, and you're asked most of the questions I'm going to be sharing in this video. Guys, if you don't even know what to answer, they will just send you back straight away, which a lot of people have gone back. When I was speaking to Mr. K, he said there were hundreds of people at the Heathrow airport, from what he told me, and majority of them are Africans and Asians. So you can tell that the UK immigration is really looking at what is going on at the moment. So the first question they're asking at the UK immigration border is, why are you in the UK? So tell me, if you don't know why you're in the UK, you're definitely not even going to know what to say. So if you're coming to work, you know the reason why you're coming to work. So now when they ask you, why are you in the UK, you have to tell them. Especially if you have gone through the employment process, you should know why you're in the UK. You don't say you don't know, except you didn't go through the recruitment process, or maybe the employment process, you didn't go through it. So that's the only reason I can say you don't know why you're in the UK. But if you have gone through that process, it is very easy for you to explain to them work or anything you have come into the UK to do. The second question is, can I see your COS? Remember, if you have been following me, I've mentioned this over and over. If you have not watched my previous video on the questions that are asked at the point of entry, I think I'm going to put all of them in a playlist, and I will leave it on my channel so you can go through them, because most of the questions are questions that are not even mentioned in this video. So I would advise that you listen to all of them, so that anyone that comes, you already know how to approach it. I met someone at my place of work the other day, and she was so excited. She was like, oh, thank you, Fajira, that she watched all my videos on the questions you'll be asked at the point of entry. So it was very easy for her because she had watched those videos. So if you have not watched, I'm leaving them in the description box, and I'm also going to put them in a playlist, so it will be easy for you to share with your friends and loved ones. So I usually talk about your documents, that make sure you print out all your documents, have it handy. Don't show them on the phone, because when you start bringing your phone to show your document on the phone, it shows like you're not really serious, right? Now they asked a new migrant, can I see your course? Imagine if he didn't have the course in his hands and he was trying to bring it out from his phone. You know, so try to make sure that you have your COS with you. For those that don't know what COS means, it means certificate of sponsorship, the one you use to apply for your visa. I'll leave a sample on the screen so you will see and know what a COS is. The next question they ask now is, what is the name of the company that employed you? Tell me, is it possible for you to come to the UK or for you to go to anywhere without knowing the name of the company that have employed you? No, but to some people it is very possible, because maybe they were not part of the recruitment process, so their own is just to go give their biometric, pay and whatever. But guys, it is very important you know the name of the company that have employed you, possibly even the name of your manager. It is very, very important that you know that. Now, the next question they ask, what is the address of your employer? The address of your employer is usually on your COS. Nobody is saying you should have it offhand, but it is really good that if you can just remember the address, even if you can remember the postcode, or maybe number 17 whatever, number 20 whatever, even if you don't really know how to pronounce it well, it is still very good that you know. But just to let you know that when they ask you the address of your employer, it is always at the bottom, the second page of your COS. Check properly, you will see the address of your employer. Make sure you memorize it, make sure you know it. Nobody is actually expecting you to know the whole address without looking at it. So, but it is very good as well that you have an idea of where you are going to. The next question they ask is, how did you apply for your job? If you have been following me, you will know that I have been emphasizing on this. Sometimes I know that not all companies advertise their roles because of everybody trying to apply at the same time. But at the same time, make sure you know vividly exactly how you applied for your position. Now, I'll tell you one thing. If you're coming from a country on the red list, remember that you're not supposed to be recruited through a third party, which is through an agent. Make sure your employment and everything comes directly from the company. Because I have heard of cases that people that came from the red list countries, when they asked them, how did you get this job? How did you apply for this job? They told the immigration officers that it's an agent that got the job for them. Now, when their COSs was allocated to them, because on the portal where they usually allocate the COSs, there is a section for those who are recruited through a third party, which is an agent. You have to fill the agents and everything, their information there. Now they checked, they couldn't find anything in that section that they were recruited through a third party. These new migrants have already told the immigration officers that they were recruited through a third party. That was how they were returned back to their various countries. So you have to be very careful in securing a job in the UK. If the UK government have said no third-party recruitment is allowed, please adhere to it, because if you go through a third-party recruitment and you get to the UK and you say, oh, I got the job through a third party, which is through an agent, guys, there is a possibility that your visa will be cancelled on the spot and you will be sent back to your country. So be very, very careful on how you got your job. Next question is, how was your interview conducted? Now, I know a lot of companies have found it very easy to conduct their interview through WhatsApp call. It is acceptable, and most companies are actually doing that now. I think it's a lot easier for them to just dial the number and do a video call, because with WhatsApp, I think the network with WhatsApp is not always that bad compared to Zoom. But at the same time, any which way is okay, but you need to remember to know how your interview was conducted. That's another thing you need to know. As I'm reading these questions, you can also write it as well, and also share this video with your friends and loved ones so that they can also be prepared. So nothing will surprise you, even if you're not asked any of this, but at least you're prepared. So in case of any of them comes out, you know that you're completely prepared. The next question they may ask, for how long have you been doing this job? Let's say you're coming as a carer, they may ask you, for how long have you been doing a care job? Now you have to remember, if you have done it for 2 years, you have done it for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, make sure you remember how long you have done it, and make sure you have experience. I'm always talking about experience, because if you do not have experience in the job you're coming into the UK to do, my dear, it is very, very possible that you may be sent back because they may think that something is not right. So just make sure you have the experience. So when you're explaining, when you're explaining something you've got experience in, it comes with passion. So you'll be very passionate with your explanation. So make sure you have that experience in any field you're coming to the UK to work. Next question they may ask you is for any letter or any reference from your previous employer. If you watched my previous video, you will remember I mentioned that try and get a letter from a reputable company where you have worked before. For instance, if you're coming as a carer and you want to get a letter from Red Cross, please do a voluntary job with them. Get some of the experiences, then you can now ask for a reference later. So it becomes easy. In case you're asked any question, it will be very easy for you to answer. The next question they may ask is, where are you staying in the UK? So for those that use the employer's address, like the work address, you have to let them know. If you're going to get to the office and your employer will take you to your accommodation, let them know. If you have filled another address, also let them know. But these are questions that they may ask, but try and be honest with your answers. The next question they asked this my subscriber was, what is CPR? So if you don't know what CPR is, please Google it, start reading about it. So in case you're coming as a care worker, you already have an idea of what it is. It may not be that exact one, but if you're coming to the UK to work as a carer, you should know what a CPR is, right? So it is very important you know what it is. So in case you're asked, or any other one you're asked, you already have an answer to it. The next question this subscriber was asked is, if your client collapses, what is the first thing you would do? This is a question that needs a practical answer. So you need to be very, very honest. You need to be specific. You need to know what you're doing. If you're not a carer, trust me, you won't even know the first thing to do if somebody collapses in front of you. So you have to, like I said, experience is very important. Make sure you have this care experience before you make your way to the airport. I always say, what you go through at the point of entry is another level of interview compared to the interview you even went through to get your job. So you have to be prepared. You also have to know what you're doing. If not, from there, like I said, you can be sent back. Your visa may be cancelled, which I have heard of so many people that their visas have been cancelled. I'm sure you don't want to get to the UK and your visas gets cancelled. So you have to be fully prepared before you move. Like I said, if you have any relative, please share this video with them. Have any friends, share with them. It's definitely going to help them, just like the people that passed on those questions to me. So the next question you may be asked is, have you got a letter for your BROP? Remember that when your visa is successful, there is this letter that comes with it, and you're expected to print out that letter and travel with. So ensure you print it out, because that letter is a letter that will tell you where to pick up your BROP. So just ensure that you print it out and you have it handy. And if everything goes on well, it will stamp your passport and tell you welcome to United Kingdom. And I'm sure that's what everybody has been expecting, and that's what everybody has been praying for. So I pray that as you're making your way to the UK, that God should make everything smooth and make it so easy. But like I said, you can't just walk to the immigration border without having any knowledge of what you're coming to the UK to do. That's a red flag already. It will tell that you really do not even have an idea of what you're coming in for. So please be prepared. Know what you're coming to do. If you don't have experience, like I used to say, make sure you start gathering experiences now. You start applying to places you can do voluntary work to enable you have that experience. So just in case you are asked any of those questions, you know how to address it, you know how to approach it, you also know how to answer it. So guys, we've actually come to the end of this video, and if you find this video helpful, please do like and share with your loved ones. Someone may benefit from it. And also, if you're yet to subscribe to join our beautiful family, please do hit on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Each time I upload a new video, you're definitely going to be the very first person to see that video. Until I see you in my next video, guys, do take care and have a lovely day. Bye bye for now.